Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Sunday's flagship podcast from Talking Town, the platform for fans, by fans, one club, one community, one Ipswich Town. I'm, of course, your host, the Gov. Looking forward to today's trailblazing, hell-raising 60 minutes or so of talking Ipswich Town content. So excited to bring this to you today. We can only do this we can only do this with you, rather. So do please get active in the live chat, such as Mike Baker has done, Craig Chapman, Colin Plum, and many others. And of course, if you're watching this back on catch-up, don't feel like you can't have your say. Please do leave a comment in the YouTube comments. If you're listening on audio platforms, please leave that 5-star review and tell the world why you love the flagship podcast. The boys like to tell me that it's the show that gets the most amount of views. So, of course, you need to give it 5 stars and pump up the hard truth, because they need pumping up from time to time. Their egos need soothing, and particularly Matthew Phillips, who several weeks ago would, of course, called for the manager's head. Well, things have changed. I'm pleased to tell you, because this is your league table this afternoon. Ipswich Town in third still, yes, but the top 2 is now firmly in their hands. They have a game in hand on Wednesday, 2 points behind. Plymouth play today in the Pizza Trophy final. It's all to play for. Friday's game, Good Friday's game against Wycombe, is looking like a really tasty affair. As George says in the chat, over 28,000 tickets have already been sold for Friday's clash. It's going to be there. So if you've not got a ticket yet, make sure you get one, because it's going to be a big, big game. I will drop a link for you to come on the show and have your say in your own words at about half an hour mark. So be ready when that link drops. We are back tomorrow night, 8:30, Monday night's return, as the business end of the season picks up, as Town hit 5th gear. Talking Down also hits 5th gear, and we're back with a Monday. Me and George Nunn will be right here. So if you don't get on today's show, you will be on tomorrow's show. This is it. This is the run-in. I'm excited. Unless you can't tell, I'm very excited. Mr. Parry said, evening all, great win, showed fight, passion, and deserved the win. A really hard game won. We move on. Mike Woods, looks like I missed a great game yesterday. Seen highlights from both of us and Derby. Keep the tractor rolling. Do keep those comments coming in. I'm on the milkshake. For those that have been with me since the start, you'll know when Gov's got milkshake, Gov's got tonsillitis. So if I drop out or if I disappear, don't worry, folks. I'm just drinking my milkshake, trying to keep my throat lubricated as it was. Right, let's get cracking. Let's go for somebody, first of all, who was there amongst the thousands that Lee Anderson gave as star performers yesterday in the post-game show. It's only got 2,000 views, by the way. Great support. Love you for that. But yeah, he was there, leading the songs, leading the bounce, probably also leading the film.
The Cruncher, Richard Moss.
You're talking out of Kim.
Good afternoon, sir. There he is. He even got the top off, got the guns out, and he went full. I was with him with that. I have not celebrated a second. Well, you know, I was there in spirit, but I have not celebrated a second goal like I did yesterday in many, probably years.
Look,
how good was it?
I felt at the end, right, I wasn't going to cry, but I felt really emotional, Martin, because there's that connection now between the fans, the players, the manager. You know, you see him come over at the end of the game. I'll go back to when we scored the goal, you know, and everyone was literally in that corner celebrating. And it's when I've been going away since, I think, 1997, when obviously George Burley. But sort of in the sort of years, probably since sort of McCarthy years. Look, we had a few good away days, Martin. I know you were there when we beat Watford 1-0. I know they're like isolated, but they're good days, you know, and you do remember them. We remember Chaplow's goal. Still a little bit going overboard, celebrating Richard Chaplow Day every single year. But it's after sort of the McCarthy, we've had so few away days that sort of you get that feeling, you know, when you're there, when everyone's together. I said to Colin yesterday, it was like the end of that game, if you see the celebrations, there's literally no one's left that away in mine. Nobody has gone.
No.
You go to a game normally at Portman Road when, say, Town are winning 2 or 3-0. Last 10 minutes, people are trying to get away to beat the traffic, you know. Yesterday, I know people obviously you're on your coaches, you're on your trains, whatever, but everyone wanted to be part of that fist. And I feel like I'm going to cry.
Emotion. I know. That's exactly what it is. You know, as Colin says.
I'm so happy. We've got our club back. We have got our club back. It was shit under the previous owner. It was shit. Mick swore at us. I see Amy on Twitter. I think it was Thursday, Friday. It was Stuart Watson put a post out. I think it was when Mick had done the famous press conferences, then walked out. You know, and everything was falling apart then. And Mick was swearing at fans at Norwich. You remember, you know, when he was telling us to F off and all this stuff. But we're so together now, and you're so proud. And I'll tell you something I did cotton onto yesterday, and I have the last couple of games. I'm keeping it together, Cole. Don't worry. I've cotton onto is Kieran McKenna showing more emotion, Martin. It's coming out at the end of the game because he knows the finish line's becoming closer, and we are turning that screw. You know, so yeah, look, brilliant day. I looked at my kids, and I'm thinking, totally invested. When we scored the second goal, we had a guy from about 2 rows back jumping. You know how it is, and you're hugging people you don't know.
Limbs.
And it's just that togetherness, and we've just got to now keep this going, keep the momentum, keep the passion. Everyone's together, and I think we're going to do. I really think we're going to do it. I really do.
Well, this is it. Carl Brooks says, I'll be in tears with you when we get promoted, mate. Don't worry. Harps, emotional wobbles only are acceptable. This is a great time. Rob Holmes, there's a real buzz around the club town at the moment. Great to see. Talking of buzzes, let's park town just for 5 seconds. WrestleMania night 1 was last night. I know you're a big fan. I was up at 4:30. How did you view night 1?
I've not watched it all yet because obviously, I was up mine for work yesterday at 3:30. So I've gone to the football. I've come home. We probably might touch on the boxing. I've watched Wardley, I've watched AJ, had a 40-minute nap, woke up, and then I watched it about an hour and a half, and I've watched bits and bobs. I'll probably watch the rest this afternoon. I might watch the Newcastle game, but you weren't impressed. Look, I know everybody, there's probably people in this thinking, what are these 2 men talking about wrestling for?
Because a podcast. We bring our personalities to it, Richard.
You're watching anything you watch, a film, a soap. They're not reality. They're not real. They're not real. But I thought, look, they put on a great show. The stadium looked great. They've got some great video packages. I know it's not like it was, Martin. I know that. But look, I enjoyed it. I'll be definitely sitting up tonight, and I won't be falling asleep tonight.
No, me neither. Obviously, the big one tonight.
Era is coming to an end.
Well, we shall see. Ashley loves WWE.
Prediction. No, that's not a spoiler. What does he say?
That's not a spoiler. That's a prediction. No, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. Something like that. But I enjoyed it. I just thought the main event had too many false finishes. I know it's not real, but you've got to be believable. And
I like that. I like that. It's not real, but you see the emotion there at the end of that when there's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They've been friends for. If people don't understand wrestling, man, they go up and down the roads. If you're getting paid a lot of money, that is an intense schedule that they do. From night to night. Yeah, so I see the emotion there coming out, and I'm thinking, look, this isn't real, but you can see the emotion there. So, yeah. I'll tell
you what, you take bump after bump after bump on your back and tell me how real it feels to you. Yeah. Right. Night 2 tonight. We'll see how that goes. Back to the football, the positive vibes absolutely flowing in the chat. Ben, win one yesterday. I was close to crying. I was sat with my dad, and we celebrated that with its memories. I know it's not the same as being there, but I felt like I was. I can't wait to be back and to be emotional when I am.
I'll tell you something. If we get promoted, I tell you, I'll probably cry in here, and I'll probably cry wherever the ground is. I'm not ashamed to admit that. It means massive. We see when we went on Thursday night when we done the book launch what this football club means to Colin and everybody. You know,
football is not about life or death. It's much more important than that, as a famous man once said.
It's in here now. It's in here, and it's in here. And this is one thing I've realised, Martin, about this team now. It's in here as well. When I've criticised the heart that they have. I remember, I think it was Oxford in the fog when I said to Colin, they haven't got it in here, this lot. No, they've shown to me now that they have.
it was that Wednesday comeback, I feel, that was the real
real
turning point.
Look, we were all at that game, Martin. When Michael Smith went through at 2-0 and should have scored, and he should have scored, and it should have been 3-0, it should have been lights out. And you see that day how the crowd they were turning a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the needle mover, we'll talk about him. The free kick, massive moment in our season. Shout out to Hawks. He was around Loach's yesterday. I spoke to Jordan and Scott Loach on the way home, and Scott Loach obviously at Derby, but he's a Town fan, and he said Ipswich always look in control, Martin, and they do. There's so much in control. These last 7 games, we control the game, and we look so confident in a minute. And I know football, it can flip and it can turn, but I don't think it's going to. In these remaining 8 games, I personally can't see us. I don't think we'll lose another game. I'm not saying we're going to win every game. I don't think we lose another game.
Okay, Richard Plum. That's a very positive outlook on it. Rax Max says other fans have no idea of the turgid crap we have suffered in the last 10 years. Only natural, the emotions were being released. I cried yesterday, but that's because my tea was crap. You never want a crap cup of tea, Max. I'm right there with you. Matt Phillips has jumped into the live chat, I think, as Keep on 87, because he says getting a bit carried away. Still loads to do. And he's emotional this morning, ladies and gentlemen, because obviously he wanted the manager sacked only a couple of weeks ago. Let's see how he's feeling this morning.
The media mogul.
We've just lost to teenagers. It's absolutely embarrassing.
Matt Phillips.
Feeling, Mogul?
The man from Del Monte. He rides again.
Do we still want Neil Warnock, or do we still want Sam Allardyce, or are we feeling a little bit more
It's all down to me. It's all down to me. You come on the biggest platform for Ipswich Town fans. You say the manager's got to go because they're playing silly bollocks passing. They ain't going to get us out of the league. They've taken notice. They've changed it up. And here we are, reaching our potential. I won't be crying. This is the potential we should have had all day long. It'll be like...
I do agree with you.
Richard's going to be like the geezer at the end of Shawshank when he crawls through the shit of the sewer out of the prison and it's raining and he stands there all aloft with a light on him. Championship, here we come.
So for you, this is everything you thought this team could be, and they're now fulfilling the promise that you felt they weren't fulfilling.
This is what I thought we were going to get. Like, well, we did get it at the start of the season. Then the blip that was Charlton. And so I've worked it out. 2 months of toilet, I've called it. December the 18th to the 25th of Feb. Wycombe, Pompey, Lincoln, Oxford, Cambridge, Bristol Rovers away. Compare those performances to what you're seeing now. It's a different side, isn't it? As Rich said, you question the heart, question the desire, and now you're seeing it. This is a different team to what you saw, what I'm calling the winter of discontent.
But I think the transfer window, guys, has made a massive difference to this team.
Broadhead, yeah.
Not just him. Certainly. Not just him. All 4 of them are playing their part.
No, I did give George Hurst a shout out last night because I said when we signed him, I'm not impressed. I don't think he's the answer. The only person who can prove me wrong is George Hurst. And he's done that, Matt. Every single week he's played. The moment I saw him play, I thought, he looks like Alan Lee to me. He moves like Alan Lee. He plays like Alan Lee. Holds the ball up like Alan Lee. And I think he's half as good as Alan Lee was, who, by the way, was great in the Championship. We got a good striker. And yesterday, again, just that finish. It's the composure. It's a hard finish for me still. You've got to also do. Yeah. You've seen him missed. You know, we had the great Jason Zell on Thursday night, who obviously scooped it over the bar from underneath the crossbar. It's all to do. He's coming every week for me. George Hurst is a better player than he was the week before.
He has done really well. I mean, look, he was at Blackburn, wasn't he? Hadn't even completed the 90 minutes. Hadn't scored. I think he'd scored. What was it? One? Oh, mate, I don't think he'd scored a goal for them. He'd only completed one. He'd done 190 minutes in the Carabao Cup, and it looked like it when he signed him. We were sat here going, "Is he any better than the Dapo? Why have they chased this guy all summer?" And now, as he's getting more games under his belt, then like you say, he's coming to the forefront. What a finish yesterday! I was like you, mine. I was on my feet shouting for Bez to score. Wes to score. Good job, Bez wasn't there, was he? Happy Mondays. And it was a great turn and shot. Brilliant. And I was like you, celebrate. I can't even imagine what it was like at that away end to go 2-0.
Just magic, I'd imagine. But do you think we would have got the first goal a couple of months ago? Because it's a very decisive counter attack, and I question whether Walton would have held that ball maybe a bit longer 2 months ago, and then built from the back again very slowly. Because now, you know, Matt, Rich, we get the ball like he did yesterday, and we're looking forward instantly. It's a get it out, and let's see what we can do with it.
That's my 3 words today. Kieran's counter culture. What was it, Matt? 11 seconds from Walton's hands.
Seconds. Yeah.
I mean,
you're not seeing the two-touch anymore, Rich, are you? From
you've not seen the goal like that. That is one of the best. I know Broadhead's free kick will probably be one of the goals of the season, but I think for a team, literally, we've gone from the goalkeeper out to Broadhead. I mean, how good was he, Martin? For the first 25 minutes, and the team, he was simply unplayable. He was. Yeah. He's that good. I agree with you, Matt. He should not be playing this league. And I can't remember back in the comments there a little while ago. He's a bit of a shithead as well, Gov.
Yeah.
Winds the fans up. You know, he's got that little bit of, I said before, he's got that little bit of devil. But the ball he plays, it's like straight onto Wes's head, nod down. It was nearly as, the header down was up there with, was it Marcus Harness? Away at Exeter. You know, cushion header. Right into the captain's path, one touch, finished with his right foot. You know, 20 goals for Connor in all competitions now. He'll hit 20. He'll hit 20 in the league now, Matt. You know, and to be there, when that goal went in, it was just.
Yeah, I bet.
It blows your mind. It was so. You know, when you go somewhere, say you go to a club, and when you come out at night, when your head's buzzing from all the music, it was literally like that because. It was intense the whole game, and it's also at a proper football stadium. Let's give credit to Derby. You turn up, Matt. There, I don't know if you've been to Pride Park. It's
2 times, yeah.
It's obviously it's a Premier League stadium. There's nearly 3,000 in there, and it's a proper one of them games. Like Wes said when he was doing his interview on Friday, it's one of them games when you look for in the fixture list, and it was a quality goal. And George Hurst's goal, Martin rates Erin Cashin, good young player, but is he running in treacle there? Because Wes has absolutely roasted him, and he should score.
But Wes is fast, though, isn't he?
Wes should score, really. He should score. Good save by the keeper, but Hurst just turned bang, in you go, and 2-0. And he was just about to come off as well. The Dapo was ready to come on, and he's literally... done that.
He looked like he's running his race at that point. I was calling for him to go. Yeah. He looked shattered. He was moving like a player that left everything out there. But you know, Erin Cashin's a great young player. He's not blessed with pace. He's one of those, and that's the thing as a defender, Matt. We always say it on this platform. If you're not blessed with pace, you can't train it. You can't develop it. You've either got it or you haven't. And if you haven't, players like Wes Burn, players like Caden Jackson, they scare the life out of you because you're fucked before you even set off running.
My mum's just messaged me, Matt.
Can I get a bloody word in?
No, I don't really want you.
My mum's messaged something nice about you.
Oh, go on. Let me hear it.
Matt should wear that hat till the last game. It's a good omen. Can you turn up on Friday at Portman Road wearing it?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Moss. Thank you very much.
Can you turn up at the game?
Oh, he's muted himself. Look, he's muted himself. He's muted himself. Oh, look, he's that desperate to get a word in. He's muted himself.
There we go. I muted myself. I normally wear this in Tenerife, quite frankly. Maybe. But I get hat hair, you see. That's the issue.
Yeah,
and I'm on the train. I'm on the train on Friday. I forgot what I was going to say. Cashin. He could have gone off in that first minute, Rich, with that elbow.
Well, we couldn't see because it was obviously over the other side of the pitch. And we'll probably come on to the ref in a while. But
terrible.
For both sides. Let's be honest. It wasn't just the town. Let's talk about the disallowed goal because there is it a foul on the goalkeeper? Is McGoldrick offside? I've heard that the linesman's apologised to Derby. But listen, we've spoken here before. We're due a bit of luck. We are due a bit of luck through, and they do say, Matt, that they even themselves out through the season. I think we've got away with one yesterday, if I'm being brutally honest.
See, I don't, because I wonder what you think, Matt. For the goal, I think he's given a foul on Burgess. But also before that, Walton was fouled and he didn't give anything. We know referees then look a bit more eagerly eyed at the situation. And then Connor Chaplin, nowhere in the rule book, Matthew Ritz, does it say if a player looks for contact, it's not a foul. It just deems it.
All day long, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
why? Listen, why? There was the one where Wolfie's just been booked. Listen, the nonsense of the yellow cards. Harry Clark gets booked after about 30 minutes for taking time over throw-in. Rooney takes the same amount of time on the other side, doesn't book him. Let's talk about when he should have been booked, Martin, when he's pulled Nathan Broadhead back. If the play stops then, I'm 100% the referee will book him. It doesn't. The ball doesn't go out for about 3 minutes. Then he just goes and has a little word in his ear. But then Wolf is on a yellow. The guy dives, trying to get another yellow. Doesn't book him. Then Chaplin goes over in the area. Well, if you're not giving a penalty, it's a yellow card.
Yeah.
There's no consistency. There was no consistency yesterday from that referee.
And take how long Shrewsbury took over them throws.
Exactly. I said to Colin at half time, where have you seen, Matt, this season? We've seen a lot of football. Have you seen anybody get booked for taking time over throwing? I've seen nobody booked for taking time over throwing.
And Walton got a yellow for time wasted?
Walton, Wolfie, Harry Clark, all booked for time wasted.
We've seen a few goalkeepers down Pullman Road get yellows, haven't we? But again, it wasn't what we've come accustomed to when teams are trying to shithouse us a little bit. Yeah, it was. I mean, what they said it was a foul on Walton, did they, for the Derby goal?
Well, Martin says a foul on Burgess. People are saying a foul on Walton, and then other people are saying McGoldrick was offside at the far post. So take your pick.
I thought it was McGoldrick, actually.
He does flick his boot out, which by the letter of the law means he's played for the ball. So you can have that one. Like.
I don't think he's offside.
Played for it, though, isn't he?
We were literally in line where the corner was taken. He didn't look offside to me. I've seen a still where I think it's Wolfie. Looks like he's possibly level. But look, luck will play a part in the season. So if we got one...
Barnsley game. Was it Barnsley when Harness had that short off?
Yeah. If we got a bit of luck on that one, fair play. You know, that's just how it goes. But that was a crucial stage, Matt, in the second half because they were building a little bit of a head of steam, weren't they, Derby?
Yeah, absolutely. But as Martin always says, Crimea River, they tried to kick us off the pitch. Backfired. Unlucky. Come as a bitch, baby.
Absolutely. Talk about Nathan Broadhead. You know, if he gets promoted the way he's playing, which he's looking like he hopefully will, touch wood, the return of investment is high for the ownership group. But his performances, it's like a rising tide raises all boats because Wes Burns now you've got Nathan Broadhead, now you've got Connor Chaplin, now you've got Georgia. He's getting more freedom, and we're seeing the Wes Burns that everyone wanted to see. Not saying he's had a bad year, but you're seeing a much better Wesley Burns recently, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that 11 assists, Matt?
Yeah.
Say again.
That's 11 assists now for the season.
Is it? I mean, look, he must have better stats on that front than he did last season with Ravenbound. It's only like we've said before, isn't it? So now you've got the threat down the left as well. So it takes a little bit of the shine off what he's doing because you've seen it from both flanks. And we were like too dependent on him last season. But I think he's doing great. I mean, he's hit and miss, right? I mean, that MK Dons game where we won 1-0, his crossing wasn't very good in that. But, you know, you saw the impact he had yesterday. The cross he put in at Bolton. Big game Burns, you called him, Martin. That's what you're saying, right?
Now Gov's muted himself.
Sorry, I was having a milkshake. That's why I muted myself. I didn't want to slurp to come through.
What's going on?
We're just too excited. Suddenly it's all in our hands. And we're like a couple of schoolboys at the school disco on Panda Pops.
Well, it is now, isn't it? Panda Pops. You remember them?
Panda Pops. Yeah, cream soda, mate. Cream soda. Dandelion and burdock. That was a flavour and a half.
Do you remember Slush Puppies?
Yeah.
They still do those, don't they?
Yeah, like the blue one. The blue one. I can't remember what flavour that is.
Just giving kids basically just E numbers. It's ridiculous. It's like they literally go mad. Like when my daughter had them, it was like, oh, get her off the walls.
What a week, though. You've got Wednesday blowing up, Colin's celebration party yesterday. It's all going on.
Anyway, Adrian says Wednesday fans tuning in. Do you want a little bit of Wednesday crumble with some custard, boys?
I told you to get it ready.
You did say
start making it. I did say.
Archie, who is 12, baiting Wednesday fans on Twitter. He's just like his dad, isn't he? Come on.
Yeah, he is. Derby fans so salty. I don't know why. I don't understand what's going on there. There's a fan base so salty. Good Lord. Log in. All you see is crying.
Anyway. Wasn't it great? I reeled him in, didn't I? Leif Davis. Cruncher. Was Paul Warren watching? Or listening to me?
He must have been.
Yeah, they were in early. They were in early yesterday morning. Set piece. 9 a.m.
They must have been knackered by game time.
Training ground. Let's go over the set pieces again, lads. Oh, Leif Davis.
So you're saying that what you said on the Rams pod had no effect in the game in the end, then?
Obviously not.
No.
That was funny, isn't it? Funny
that. I mean, I am surprised.
I am as well. But
some people have got an IQ the size of their shoe size, haven't they? On Twitter.
That'd be all right. I'm a size 14 shoe, so I'd be fine.
Big feet. Big feet.
You know what I mean?
I noticed that on Thursday, actually. Very big feet when I was standing next to you.
I
I
bet
actually,
you
without
did.
you looking, I actually put my foot
I bet you did. Everyone notices my big feet, Matthew. Everyone. Greg Lee
Thanks, you clumsy.
came in for Leif Davis. Rave performance, rave reviews rather in the post game show. How did you two see his performance?
Solid, man. What did you think in the stadium, Rich? I thought he was good. I had no issue. I mean, look, you do worry a little bit about because of all the assists Leif has got. But look, Baldhead's all right at corners, I think. But I think Lee had pretty much Mendes Lang down to a T, didn't he? I think. Just
He's got no neck. He looks like is it Gru out of Despicable Me?
Yeah, Minions.
Got no neck.
Yeah. Like Gladstone Small. Do you remember him? England fast bowler.
Liked him.
Love Gladstone.
Yeah, good old Gladstone. When was Greg Lee's last start?
The Burnley
Months
games?
ago.
Burnley, maybe? So he
FA
played
Cup.
that cup game at Portman Road, didn't he?
But he hasn't played hardly any football. And to come in, I think it's a credit to himself, because it must be hard when you're not playing every week and you're not on the bench. But it's all about the squad game. We've got a lot of covering a lot of positions. I think it's probably, I hope Leif Davis, Matt, is fit for Friday. I think when you're playing away from home, and Greg Lee, I would say he's probably I'll probably say he's a better, I don't want to be harsh on Leif. I think Greg Lee's probably a better defender than him. Might not give you so much going forward.
He put a couple of good balls in yesterday, I thought. But yeah, maybe not quite the same.
Yeah, but defensively, I thought he was excellent. I think if you look yesterday across the team, there was literally no weak players at all. They were all on it. From the first whistle, Martin, we came out. You've seen us play after international. Sometimes we come out, we're lethargic. It takes us a while to get going. I did say on Friday, key to victory, silence the crowd, get that early goal. And that's exactly what we did. Because you look at the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, did they cross the halfway line, Derby, apart from a long ball? They hardly got in our half.
No.
We were so in control of that,
didn't they? Like maybe we made them sit deep by the fact that we just got on the front foot straight from. Then they came into the game a little bit after that, didn't they?
Well, yeah, but you do expect that, Matt. They're the home team. They are going to have spells in the game where they're going to. But did you ever really think watching it that they were going to score? I know McGoldrick probably maybe the turning point. Yeah, the header just before half time. He probably I've not seen a replay of it, but should he score from there?
Really, yeah, 100%. I thought it was in as soon as it's gone in. Now Wes was a little slow there, and he had his head in his hands after it hit the side net, and he knew he'd got away with one. McGoldrick should have scored that, really. But
you thought he was lucky to be on the pitch, didn't you?
Yeah, that tackle on Chaplin was disgusting. Again, we've had red cards for less. Remember Dazelle at Sunderland that time? They went near that kind of tackle. He knew the ball had gone. The ball was well gone. He just took him out.
That was, for me, that was a tackle born out of frustration. Yeah, because things weren't really going for them. There was several. Was James Collins booked for the foul on Broadhead?
I don't think he was. I don't think he was.
Him up. And then he picks him up by the shirt, and I'm thinking, what's going on here?
But then the ref sort of marches him off like he's done something wrong himself. He's the one that's been fouled here, but he's being marched off the pitch. Like, I'm thinking.
But we have learned, because if you look at the first half, after the first 25 minutes, getting up to half time, they're building a bit of a head of steam. Then I think Chaplin goes down. I think Burns goes down at the same time. Look, taking the sting out of the game. This is what we need to do as well, because it's all good playing great football. We're learning now. We've got that other side to us. Professionalism. That's professionalism, mine. I know a lot of people don't like that. And when it goes against us, we are sitting there moaning to the ref. But you have to accept it, because that is part and parcel of the game now. And when we do it away from home, you're thinking, yeah, great.
Brilliant, yeah. As Mick McCarthy called it, the master of the dark arts.
I do think like the upturn of it all, down to the fact we are playing much better football and we're not seeing this turgid back and forth on the passing, is you've got Luongo and Morsey in the middle now. I feel like that's probably, like I said to you on the phone last night, Rich, when you come back. It's like concrete in the middle now. And we all like Evans for what he brings in terms of set piece or whatever, or Cameron, young player, looking to get forward. But I do think Morsey and Luongo, look, proper side, is exactly what you need in these League One sort of cup final games. You saw it at Bolton. You've seen it yesterday against Derby. They looked solid, those two. It's got to be them two all the way.
Got a song now, Massimo, Matt.
What's that? It's strong.
He's got a song. Massimo, the old John Walker song. He's here. He's there.
Just want to shout out Mike Baker, 999 super sticker. Thank you very much, Mike. Really appreciate that. You can do the same as Mike if you want to. Super stickers, super chats, all read out. Mike D loves the dark arts. He says Simeone is the king. Very true.
Always dressed in black as well, and he's Simeone.
He is. We've got George Hug coming on, Fisherman coming on, Colin coming on, and Phil if we've got time. If not, Phil will come to Monday's show, hopefully. We've got Doug the referee's got a good view. Surprise Cam didn't blow up. It was right in front of him. Rax Max, professional football, not always played with the ball at
have you got the green light then for Mondays now from Mrs. L?
Mate, the season's kicking into gear. Town over in fifth gear.
George second to none. Where's he been? I've not seen George second to none for a week.
Second to none. Yeah.
Well, he's the Monday night king. He's like Rob Van Dam, Mr. Monday Night. So, now we're back on the Mondays. He's on every Monday, I think, to the end of the season, I think. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get George Hug on. George, welcome in, my man. How you doing?
Good, thanks. A lot better after that win yesterday.
Good, man. What did you think of it? What are your thoughts this afternoon?
It just feels better than it did when we had that playoff season under McCarthy. It's like everyone's together again.
Absolutely agreed. And we kind of only got in through the back door, didn't we, in that playoff season?
And it's like we were forced to go in that playoff season, but now you're getting crowds that want to turn up, and we're all going to enjoy it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost a full house against Wickham, Rich. Can you believe this? Wickham.
I think there's a few tickets left. I think they're opening one of the visitors' blocks up. Look, George, he's spot on there about the playoff season, and we did get in the back door, but it's football. George is all about momentum and going and enjoying it. And I said to the boys on Friday night, we have to enjoy this, mate. This stage of the season, we've got to enjoy it. We have to. If
you win your away games, your home games normally take care of themselves.
Yeah,
they're very winnable, our home games, aren't they? Still got to come. Exeter, Charlton,
Wickham.
Although they beat Tim Men Shrewsbury yesterday, didn't they?
Wickham, Charlton. We should win all our home games, guys.
Yeah.
But if we want promotion, we need to wrap it up before the last away game of the season. Otherwise, we'll go into that one nervy.
Yeah.
It will be Fleetwood, who potentially could be, have their season decided by that point. Flip-flops, beach balls, all that sort of jazz. A party on the beach, it could be, George.
Yeah, a party in a Blackpool.
You've got Charlton and Port Vale at home on the Saturday and the Tuesday. Look, that's got to be 6 points, right? At this stage, Exeter to come off. Then we go Peterborough, then we go to Exeter.
I didn't realise Port Vale also has ex-Ipswich striker Ellis Harrison up front.
Yeah, has been there most of the season. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he can do us a favour. I'd say the Fisher's laughed at you if you look at it.
See more of him. He didn't really get an opportunity, did he? He scored that worldie against Sheffield United. Do you remember, Rich?
That was it.
Another thing I never understood: McGoldrick was always injured for us. He goes to two other clubs and plays all the games.
I think
sometimes it's like
I think there, George, is when he was at Town, he was living in Nottingham, and he was commuting to Suffolk, weren't he? And he had obviously. You have hamstring trouble, Matt?
Yeah,
ludicrous. When you're sitting in the car for probably 3 hours, probably doesn't do you a lot of favours, I would have thought.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. George, who's your stand-up performer yesterday before I let you go?
I thought all of them were good, but especially Broadhead.
Perfect. George, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Time to go up some.
George, good to see you.
Have a nice one. I'm going to bring Callie in because Callie wants to come and apologise to Wesley Burns and family because I think you've been highly critical, haven't you, Callie?
He's back in the garage again.
No, not to apologise like that. It's a
I know. I'm just teasing.
I put my hands up, and I said this before after the Bolton game, and actually, Gov, I said he was big game Burns after Derby at home. So I've said he turns up at the big games, but the thing he's done now, which I've been very critical of, is his crossing's been piss poor most of the season. But lately, his crossing is on point. He's found that extra 5 yards of pace or whatever. He was, since Bolton away, he was quality. And then yesterday, he was phenomenal. Like, for me, it was him or Morsey man of the match. And to be fair, I don't think anyone gets below an 8. I don't think you could go for that whole team. Greg Lee comes in. Greg Lee's last start was at Lincoln away. Last bits and minutes was 5 minutes off the bench when we bought 2-2 at Sheffield Wednesday. And last start other than that was Burnley. So he's had no fucking minutes, ain't been in the squad. Slots in. What does that show you? It shows the depth of our squad. It shows how good our squad is, right? Yeah. Massimo, that chant yesterday, quality. It was lovely. And that's the other thing I'm going to say. I ain't got nothing to moan about today.
You love the fans yesterday, Callie. You're bigging up the fans.
I ain't got nothing to moan about. Everyone was singing. Listen,
but that was your head ringing when you come out of that ground, Callie? It was.
I didn't want to leave. No. I didn't want to leave. Players have gone off the pitch. No one's in the stadium. We're all singing. Everyone's singing. No one's even walking towards the exits. Everyone just wants to stay there, soak in the atmosphere. Last time I remember that is Milton Keynes Dons away in Lambert season, where we beat them. I think it was a Tuesday night or whatever, and we were looking to kind of, but then we fell off after, obviously. But that's a different story. But the fans were brilliant. I look to my left. You got Chaplin's dad singing along, chanting. You look in front. You got Walton's dad singing along, chanting. You got Carl Edwards, his friends and family, all singing along, chanting. Everyone, like the players, the family. It's a club. You said it before.
I thought you was in the way. It says like you're in the VIPs here.
No, that's where the Yeah.
That's where the free comp tickets he got put in.
No.
Cushion as well. How many drinks holders at the front?
I was like a couple of rows behind bloody Matt Stannard, so it was a good view. We was right in that corner. We had a good view, to be fair.
Sounds great.
But great game, man. Like, come on. I said I think when we did that show, Gov, after the Bristol game, when I come on, I said, look, we're gonna go undefeated. Who did we play that weekend and we won 4-0? I said we're gonna go. Our next defeat is gonna be. I said our next defeat will be in the championship, and that's what's gonna happen. Like, we're going up, man. We are going up.
Love that positivity. Callie, before I let you go, anything else you want to bring to the party that we can broadcast?
Oh, that you can broadcast. Then let's.
Colin's book about £9.50, Callie. So if you look behind the sofa, you should be able to get £9.50 in change.
I'll get it from my. I'll take it from the my match day ticket fund as well.
Callie, we love you, man.
Just back the team, and again, massive shout out to all the fans that were there. The atmosphere. I know it went a bit flat when we was under the cosh, but you know what? It got to a point when they was under the cosh, and all of a sudden, a couple of chants come, couple of people come. That 12th man turned up, or person, or them, or whatever you want to call it. Right?
Please, can people learn the first couple of lines of the Nathan Broadhead song, Callie?
I said to you, you won't get the. I said to you, like, and we got bits of it. You got bits of it. That was good. Yeah, you got bits of it, and it's beautiful, man. The players were loving it. Everyone's singing. One of the best away days, one of the best atmospheres this season.
Yeah. Right? Chaplin said that on the radio. He said it was the perfect away performance.
It's the buy-in. Like I said, I've been there. We've all been there before. We've seen players, friends, and families in the crowd watching it, and I've seen it this season as well. But like, you're seeing the Chaplin's families, the Waltons families, and stuff like. Even like Edwards, who didn't even play. His friends or family are there. They're singing, they're cheering, they're getting behind the team.
Brilliant.
Like that second goal, that moment that second goal went up. Like, Chaplin's dad's only about his height as well, but he must have risen about 8 foot when that goal went in. It was just like, that feeling, that fucking feeling was amazing. And then it was just party time. Then it was party time from that point. And I think
you love a party, Callie.
Well, that's it. We were singing. We're going up. And that's the thing, we are going up. But anyway, I know you got loads of people to get on, so I'm gonna let you get on. All right. Catch you guys later. Just back the team. Massive shout out to the fans. Let's fucking do it this season, guys. Come.
Love it. Back the team. Mike Brown in the chat says, "Steady on, lads. Don't get carried away." So we're gonna go from back in the team and positivity to Michael Brown saying, "Don't get carried away." Is that right, Mike?
We ain't won nothing yet. We ain't done nothing yet. We put ourselves in a fantastic. Let's not get carried away. It's great that we're in this position because 5-6 games ago, or seven games ago, we were struggling to get 3 points. Let alone, the reality is we put ourselves right back in the mix. Now we win our game in hand, we go above, and we go in the automatic. So it's all in our hands. How good was that first goal?
As we said earlier, 11 seconds, Mike. Keep it to the next.
That was ridiculous. That really was. It was just so quick. Just so quick. Broadhead, what vision? Burns, that little knockdown to Chaplin. and in the back of the net. I mean, you know, if that had been the Premier League, if that had been Man United with Ronaldo finishing that,
yeah,
you know what I mean, that would have been made fun. That would have made back pages of the sports, and
Sky,
Sky would have been all over that. And how good was that goal? That was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you know, second goal, Hurst taking his chance well. At first, I thought it was Harness that came on, but it weren't. It was Burns that he was brilliant. Yes, he Burns. I for life of me, I still understand why fans have given him some hassle. He always gives 100%. Yes, his final ball has let him down a bit, but you know, sometimes he's just unplayable. That boy.
What?
And
like you, Mike. Did you watch the game on the iFollow?
Yeah.
What did the atmosphere come across like from the away fans?
Well, put it this way, that was all I could hear. You could hear the odd Derby fan chant, but credit to the away fans, mate. They were immense. You could hear it all over it was coming through brilliantly. So, you know, look, they made a huge difference yesterday, the fans, no two ways about it. You know, because there was times like 25 minutes we were brilliant. I'll be really brilliant. And then we had a spell where Derby got into it and Chaplin went backwards a little bit with his little tricks and flicks and wayward passes, which wound me up a little bit. Look, keep it simple, Chappers. You don't need to do all that. You're good enough without doing all that. Do you know what I mean? He's, you know, and like I say, you know, there was always their goal. Look, I've looked it back. I've zoomed in and looked it back. McGoldrick's well off. He's offside, simple as. And he's gone for the ball. If you go for the ball, rules of the game, you're interfering with play. You're interfering with play and you're offside.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, so Derby fans can sit there and sulk and whatever.
Yeah.
But quite frankly, that tackle or that elbow in Chaplin in the first half was the first 10 minutes of the game. Even Derby commentators were saying he's lucky to stay on the pitch. So Derby fans can't complain too much.
The cashing one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on Burns, right on the edge of the box.
Oh yeah, Burns. Yeah, was it? Yeah, sorry, Burns, wasn't it? But it was right at the start of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was an elbow.
Yeah.
Arm straight in the side of the neck. I'm sorry, but if that had been VAR, it'd have been sent off.
That's the thing. Well, maybe.
He's led like that. For foul, Mike. It wasn't given him for offside. Callie's in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's a foul on Burgess because I think Burgess runs to the referee and he's already said, no problem. I think for Burgess, it's a foul on Burgess. Watch it back, and he is fouled. He is fouled every day of the week. I don't care what you say.
Look, I think either or it would have been offside. Look, even if that weren't given, that would have been surely that would have been offside. Look, I don't know what the referee saw on the foul. To be honest, I didn't think it was a foul, but I was looking. I watched it about 9 times to try and understand what.
Rhino's not got his flag up though, Mike. He's not flagged him offside. He ain't got his flag up.
Rhinos are too scared.
I know, but for me, that would be the only reason why that was not given.
Look, if we got a bit of luck, we deserve it anyway.
Oh, of course we do. This is what I said. We make our own luck. Look, you know, Cruncher's obviously put Colin's boxers on this week because after yesterday's game, he said we're going to go unbeaten to the rest of the season. I'd love to, lads. I'd love to, but you know, look, we can't take nothing for granted. We have got.
We've just won 7 games on the trot and not let go in. Come on, sorry. Come on, we can lose yourself a little bit. Come on.
No. I never lose myself. Look, I resided to the fact that 5-6 games.
I think we all. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I don't think there's hardly any people who are watching this who come on and chat said that Town were probably, firstly, going to probably be in the top 2, and secondly, could win the league 7 games ago. I know Colin's positive, but even he was having his doubts when I was speaking to him. After we sat in the bar after Bristol Rovers, me, Andy, and Colin, till about midnight, thinking, "What the fuck's going on?" We've got players arguing with fans. We looked absolutely shit that night, didn't we? And in the Cambridge game before it. And if anyone was that confident, they'd have gone down the bookies, Mike, and you'd have put some money on us getting in the top 2 or winning the league. We weren't.
It was only 6 weeks ago. The Bristol Rovers game.
6-7 weeks ago, I was residing to the fact we made the playoffs. Now, anything above that is a massive bonus. Am I buzzing? Yeah, of course I was. After yesterday's result, that was a huge result. And I always said it, you know, the psychological part of the game is what wins you the league or gets you promoted. Yeah. And there's been times this season where I would say the players have let themselves down a bit with the way they've You know, the way they've gone about it psychologically, you know, like Country said at the very beginning of the season, the only team that's going to beat Ipswich will be Ipswich.
Yeah.
And there's times that has, and obviously I would question Kieran McKenna sometimes the way he's swapped and changed the format, the players and stuff like that.
Matt certainly did.
I don't care how many we lost. It's where we end up at the end of the season. We could lose only 4 games all season and draw 25. That ain't going to get us promoted. So the reality is right now we are sitting pretty. We're third, game in hand on Wednesday, which if we win, we'll go above them. And if that stays like that at the end of the season, we're automatically promoted to the championship.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Mike,
that's the bottom line. And we cannot for 1 minute lay on our laurels. You know, our game right now is to win everything.
I agree with Mike there, because we've put ourselves back in when it's all in our hands. And really now, Mike, we can't throw it away. After that blip, when we were all losing our marbles a little bit. But now where we are now, it's in our hands. We have to take advantage of it. We really do.
Oh, Christ. We've got to do it, because if we don't, it could be the playoffs. And look, I don't want that. Nobody wants that. We all want automatics, and we want out of this league. But you know, the players have got to take huge. Look, I've got to give Kieran McKenna some massive credit, because I gave him some right. I was not happy with him, and rightly so, because I wasn't happy with the way that we're performing and results that we were getting. Right now, he's kept a settled side, which again I said at the start of the season. You keep a settled side, and keep a winning side, a fairly settled side. You get out of this league. Right now, you know we're close. And I'm going to keep my feet on the ground until we're not close. And once we got automatics, mate, or if we get automatics, brilliant.
Okay, absolutely, Mike. As always, appreciate you coming on. Look after yourself.
Hey, Mike.
I like to think when we had those bad performances, as you just mentioned there, that behind the scenes they got together as a group and they turned into that Mick McCarthy us versus them, us versus the world mentality. Because as a group, from manager down to even the kit man, I'm sure. It's a whole new squad, mentality-wise, out the way we play, the way we set ourselves up, the way we fight for things. Everything's different. It's like somebody put a battery through them all. You know
what I epitomised the game yesterday? We're 2-0 up, Matt, with about 5 minutes to go. You've got Chaplin chasing back in the right back spot. Sliding tackle, wins the ball, and you're thinking, look, we win 2-0. The game's probably over. Well, we thought that at Charlton. But that's another thing that we've learned, you know, how we managed that game from 76 minutes when we got the second goal. There was still, 7 minutes of injury time. So you still got over 20 minutes to go there. And if you let a goal in, even like in the 85th minute, Gov, you're still probably going to have 10, 12 minutes. And it's a little edgy. But we never really looked like we were going to crack. We were never going to give anything away. And it was just, we're so professional. And a lot of it is now, they can all play. Look, anyone playing at this level, they can play.
Oh, news! Brendan Rodgers has left Leicester.
Now, but it's all in here now. A lot of it as well.
Yes,
it's in the head, and it will be in the remaining 8 games, Martin, because it's not all going to go our way.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. But you needed that, I think, as a group. Sometimes as a group, like the manager can do everything off the field, but the moment you cross the white line, it's down to you 11 individuals.
Yeah.
Sometimes as a group, and I'm sure I've heard Roy King say as many times on Sky Sports, you've got to look at yourselves in the mirror, get together, and ask yourselves what you actually want from this campaign. And they've done that to a man. They've come together.
Do you think they've cold ranked a little bit after the Bristol Rovers game?
Something has happened in terms of looking at ourselves in the mirror and really thinking what we want to get out of this campaign. You know, Wednesday was a turning point in terms of the backbone, the mentality, but something's changed for me. Something has desperately changed.
We've not conceded a goal. We scored 20 goals, Matt, since that Sheffield Wednesday game when we conceded them 2. 20 goals we scored and we haven't conceded. I mean, that is incredible.
It's incredible.
I feel like probably Bristol Rovers, in terms of like you were saying, Rich, everyone was like, what the hell has happened? I was saying McKenna ain't going to get this team promoted playing these tactics. Morsey has a row with the fans. I think that was probably...
Did it need that, though? Did it need that to just like, let's clear the air, right, that's it. We'll draw the line in the sand now.
We did.
And this is what we're going to do as a team. Because you don't want to have any regrets as a player, you know, because they'll all know that there's a massive opportunity to get out of this league. And Nobody knows what happens in the next season. And the next season, because players might leave, you don't know. So I think that might have been that moment, Matt, where they've said, right, this is it. This has to be better. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror as players, and we haven't been good enough. And we know that we are good enough. Like you say, we know that we've got this in our squad, and we've got the ability. Yeah. And now it's something football's a game like that, though, isn't it? It is like you say, Gov, the big M, and it is the momentum. And we all worried yesterday a little. I was a little bit worried that we haven't played for 2 weeks, and we've seen Town before, haven't we? Yeah. After that international break, how will we react? How will we start the game? And it said to me, it's a completely different animal now.
No. The two big moments for me are Smith at 2-0, like you said earlier. 3-0, we were dead and buried, and Broadhead then coming back, and Moulsey having the row with the fans. And I think those two have kind of been reset moments. And then a friendly fixture list as well helps, like you said. We've scored 20 goals against bottom of the table sides. But let's not forget, Sheffield Wednesday have blown up. They've taken the back door of promotion, and they've did so much that we're now kind of walking through it. I mean, if they'd continued their run and won the games that their fans were expecting them to win, we'd all be sitting there going, bloody hell, why didn't we play like this sooner?
Absolutely,
It's the two coming together that has suddenly caused all the optimism, right? Really good playing, really good goals. Sheffield Wednesday blown up.
But they'll always say that the end of the season after 46 games, you'll finish up where you deserve. So I know it's like we look at them games where after Charlton it was 14 games. Yeah, we won. What was it? 4 and 15, Matt? Something 15, like that. Yeah. It is over the 46 games but there will always be bits of the season where you look and think, well, we should have won that game. We should have won that game. And we're looking now. We probably should have had a couple more wins. We should have probably had a couple more wins, but we haven't. But then,
that's football.
Did anyone see the Wednesday losing to Forest Green, drawing against Cheltenham, drawing against Lincoln? They go to Oxford on Easter Friday. That's not an easy game because Oxford are down there struggling for the points. They've got a new manager. The players want to impress. So
they're just above relegation.
And winning.
They're fifth from bottom.
Oxford. What I would say is obviously McKenna. Also the turning point you've mentioned, McKenna's selection has been a lot more consistent. We've not dropped and changed as much. We've developed that. But for me, you can't ever talk about Ipswich Town Football Club without talking about Conor Chaplin and going overboard, because he has been he's just transformed this football club, and he's put the team on his back so many times. He has played like a man possessed in the last couple of weeks, last month. And honestly, at times in the middle of a game, you almost physically see him just put the team on his shoulders and drag it over the finish line. And I kept saying that's not what we've got in the squad. We need people who are Michael Jordan mentality, win at all costs, sell my grandma if I have to win a game of football because I'm that desperate to me. That's Conor Chaplin right now. It's selling his own family to win a game of football. He's that possessed. He's that determined. You need that in a promotion push. You need it.
Rich said it yesterday. I noticed it on the TV. He sprints like Bolt back into that right back position to make that sliding tackle. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, before we go to your 3-word reviews, sorry, Matt, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We've got over 200 people watching us live. Hit the like button if that's all you do this afternoon. Hit the like button. It does help us. Or if you want to go one step further, become a Talking Town 5th stander. Hit join on YouTube. You can cancel at any moment. You get access to the Discord where these two hang out all the time, I'm told, where many other football brains...
When are you going to hang out on there? When are you going to hang out on the Discord?
If I get 5 more members this afternoon, I'll hang out all week. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm lying. That's a lie. I won't. But yeah, hit the join button and you'll get access to Discord. And then over the next couple of days, we've got some special behind the scenes, well, not behind the scenes, but bonus content book launch coming out. We've got Gavin Johnson. We've got Dazelle. We've got loads of stuff. I won't embarrass myself again like I did Friday. We've got loads of stuff coming out, so do hit the join button. Right. Before Colin comes in, 3-word reviews, please.
What I want to talk about is, I don't know if you weren't at the game yesterday, you want to see the hype, Matt, that Christian Walton gets when he celebrates a goal.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal.
Is it a proper leap? Is it?
Massive leap. That's what I love at the minute. Everyone is, when we score a goal, they're all there in that corner. Walton's jumping up in his own. I mean, it's incredible. Right, are we ready?
Go for it.
I've got quite a few. I might have tonsillitis by the time I finish. I need a drink.
Milkshake ready.
Right, Jack Bosworth, shout out Jack. Cruncher tricks Rams. I like that one. Andrew Peck, ITFC going up. ITFC Jenks, it's our time. Callie, Ipswich Town champions. Linda Jones, fantastic Ipswich Town. Daryl, Otto, Dare We Believe. Nikki Pinner, Dare I Dream. Rob Holmes, Strength in Depth. Who Needs Wembley? In It Together. Mark Waters, On Our Way. Paul Ives, In Our Hands. Rob Battle, Simply the Best. Warren, Wazza, Full of Optimism. Harry Dono, Best Team Now. Mick Cooks, Back to Front. Brendan Richardson, Keep It Going. Mark Stewart, What a Pass. Ali, It's Our Time. Rob, Great Team Performance. Andrew Plum, Massive 3 points. Craig Chapman, On Our Way. Samantha, What a Team. Dino, 20 goals Chaplin. Richard Faulkner, I'm going to read out all of his because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 9.
God.
Anyone from Bish Bash Bosh, Broadhead Lee Chaplin. It's really happening. Midfield in control. Quality counter-attacks. On Our Way. Players, fans together. What international break? Because everyone's talking about, we should have played. Yeah. Stephen Parry, Fight, Passion, Heart. Roddy Foster, Cameron Burgess, underrated. Phil Kerridge, Counter-Attack Kings. Lucian, Nothing Decided Yet. Yeah, I agree. Ian Plum, We All Believe. Lee Bayliss, Can We Dream? Malcolm Frost, In Our Hands. Mike, Current Form, Unbelievable. Turbo, Looking Very Tasty. Christine Smith, What a Feeling. Rob, McKenna, Fired Up. Lee Bayliss, Super Kieran McKenna. Lee Anderson, Brilliant Plan B. You remember when people talked about Kieran didn't have a plan B? GGC 109. Burn Baby Burns. Matt Stannard, Connor Chaplin Baby. Bobby Miles, Let's Fucking Go. Stuart Spreadbridge, superb away performance. Paul, Season Defining Game. Peter Dowling, Steel City Meltdown. Wednesday Crumble, anyone? Emerson Fairweather, What an Atmosphere. William Johnson, League One Champions. Croft, Kieran's Counterculture. Mike D, Well-Oiled Machine. Hawaii Gav, It's On. Ashley Anton, Watch Out. Norwich. This one for Gov. Anthony Miles, That Fist Pump. Get in. Keith Dono, Counter-Attacking Masterclass. Andy Wilson, We Have Momentum. Ben Moore, shout out Ben Moore. Clark Fist Pump.
Shout out Ben Moore.
Ash the Gunner, Season Ticket Renewed. Mill Valley Blue. Warms, Bobble Hat, Beaten. Did he wear a bobble hat in the summer, do you reckon, Matt? Stuart Cook, Exciting Times Ahead. Graham Stamen win that. Nick Castaldo, Derby Day Destruction. Mike Baker, Pride, Passion Performance. Mike Baker, One Club Harmony. Sharon, Automatics Are On. Harps, In Our Hands. Daniel Jackson, In Our Hands. Billy Baxter, On Our Way. Jonathan Harris is actually an MK fan. Burns Means Business. Stephen Coulson, Hayden's dad. Shout out Hayden Coulson. Yay. Good win that. Kev Francis, Unbelievable Greg Lee. Dave Eaton, Dare We Believe. Scott Candage, We're Going Up. Rob Horton, On Our Way. Did you like that? My video yesterday. We're on our way. We're on our way. You know the words to that, Matt. Jen Bacon, Exciting Times Ahead. Simon Oakley, Another Step Closer. Uncle Peter, This Felt Different. Trevor B, Massive Away Victory. And Matty Taylor, Why We Go.
There we go. Perfect. We've got one in the chat. Bring back Chambers. I'm sure he's joking. Hart's plan being its most simplistic form is letting the opposition have the ball and counter-attacking. And George Carr, I'm going to lead Colin in with this question because Colin, listen up. George says there is no way we're not going up. We're by far the best team in this league. Is he right, Colin Plum?
Colin.
Hello. Good afternoon. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I've said all along, look, and you know I have. All right, okay, we went through a period where, things weren't going to plan, as I say. But we have got the best squad, and more importantly, at the moment, the best team. The team that's more or less being selected week on week now. We've got the best team in this league.
We've got another thing. I'll tell you, I'll add another thing to that. We've got the best fans.
Oh, well, yeah, but I was going to come to that anyway, Rich, as you probably know. But at the moment, we're talking about, we've got, I think, we're absolutely, Rich, we have got the best fans. And, we stick by the side and all through this thick and thin, We've sold out nearly every away end this season, and that underlines that. But like I said, you know, we're on such a roll now, and like I said a little while ago, if you go back on the programs, you know, I said about momentum, I said about confidence, and they've got all of that in spades at the minute, and it's more and more and more and more. I remember obviously the great sides, and you know, we was going on 28, 29, 30 unbeaten game runs in the top flight. Now, you'll never ever get that without confidence, ability, you know, strength of character. You'll never ever get that in any league or anything in life unless you've got it in here, and also ability, you know, and you know, you were saying earlier on, Gov, about, and Rich and Matt, about, you know, about the Bristol Rovers game. Yeah, look, did we like what Morsey did at the time? Maybe not, but it released stuff, and there's also been other things involved with the club since, like when Jason came over, bless his heart. You know, they've had all those little conversations behind closed doors with people who matter and people who know and people who care, and add all those things together. And I'll tell you what, I still say to this day, I'll tell you what, I think, I keep telling Mal, I think at Fleetwood we'll be cracking the bottle. I really do. It might take till Fleetwood. I've always said that, haven't I, Rich? It might take till Fleetwood. Yeah. I think it will, but I think we can do it, all of you.
Love that, Colin.
Absolutely love that positivity. There's some great questions coming in, which I'll use tomorrow on Monday's show from James, Rax, Kevin, and Lewis. If you've got any others, do get them in the chat, and I'll use them tomorrow. 8:30 Monday night's return. Phil Blundell hopefully joining us. Couldn't get on today's show. Who stood out for you yesterday, then, Colin? You know, that you feel hasn't been spoken about enough, or not at all yet? Maybe anyone particular come to mind?
You know, me and Rich spoke just briefly yesterday. I mean, there was nobody who went under, and Callie said it, and he was absolutely right. Nobody, and Mike Brown and went over it as well. Nobody went under an 8 out of 10 yesterday. I'd absolutely agree with that. I'd say possibly had 3 or 4 9s yesterday. 3 or 4 9s. I thought Burns was a 9. I thought Broadhead was a 9. I thought Morsey was a 9. I thought Luongo was a 9. And that's not exaggerating. That's how good those boys were in those different parts of the field. You know, and everybody else got an 8. But, you know, one person I always want to mention, because he never gets too much of a mention. And it ain't because he wasn't man of the match yesterday. I'll tell you what, Rich Rich was saying about the clean sheets, quite rightly so. Our clean sheets has been unbelievable. Our goalkeeper's been unreal, and our back three's been unreal. But I'll tell you what, he's never really gets that much mention. But Burgess has been immense since he's been back in that side. And that's not to say Wolfenden hasn't. That's not to say everybody, you know, who's at the back there has not been great, because they've all been great. But I'll tell you what, Burgess, you know, he never ever seems to get the plaudits he should do. And look, is he a championship player? Probably a squad player, if I'm quite honest. But I think in this league, there's not many teams who wouldn't have him. He's a very, very, very good player at Division 1 level. And he never seems to get the mention he should get. He's been absolutely immense since Bristol Rovers, especially. And as they all have been. Like Harry Clark, I know you'd probably, you maybe find it a bit cheesy, Gov, for the fist bump. But I'll tell you what, if you'd have been there yesterday, Gov, you'd have been sponging. I'll tell you what, that was absolutely lovely. And everybody's together. We must keep together. And if we keep together as supporters as players, as backroom staff, as management, if we keep together, we will be picking that trophy up. I'll tell you, don't forget, second, if we keep on this roll, we will be bringing that trophy back to the Cornhill, without a shadow of a doubt.
Love that.
Colin? I will go further. I'll go on record as saying, I said it before the Derby game. I said at the launch, didn't I, that we can win these last 9 games. I think we will. And also, Rich, I love you, mate.
Colin,
and we love you, Colin.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because he I know I put on the chat, I didn't mean that nasty. Some people just don't get it. They don't. Some people do. Some people, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, Rich knows what I mean. So some people just don't get it. But every person to a man who was in that stand yesterday got it. Is that right, Rich, or not?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said at the start, and I agree with you there. It is everyone together at the minute. You'll see Friday when we go down to Portman Road, and we've got Wickham coming, Colin, who I think have sold less than 200 tickets.
They have.
You know, pathetic support. Let's not get away. Look, they're a small club, but that is pathetic.
Well, it is for their league position, isn't it? Because they're bang on the playoff.
For us, because
can I just say, that is worse support than a Bury Town. That is, honestly. If Bury Town were in a Suffolk Premier Cup final at Portman Road, they would take 700-800. That is pathetic. I totally agree with you.
We are in a cost of living crisis, though, to be fair. And it is Good Friday. I mean, there are mitigating factors, which I will. Don't defend them. They're in Division 1. Bury Town would take 800. The Portman Road, if they were in a Suffolk Premier Cup final.
This is another thing.
So would Sudbury. So would Sudbury.
This is another thing about getting out of this league.
I know, Gav.
About getting out of this league, and we can go to grounds like Derby every other Saturday. You know, proper grounds, proper away allocations, and it's where we need to. It's now where we need to be as a football club now to get out of this league, and then we can progress on to the next level. We can talk about Premier League. I know we're getting a little bit far ahead of ourselves. I get that, but ultimately, that's where, Matt, we want to get back to. We want to have them days, you know, and it's coming. And now you've got that momentum, and if we can get out of this league, who knows what you can achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. If Wolves can get to Europe off the back of a run from League One to the Premier League, we can as well. Absolutely.
I'm the same.
I'll tell you what, Gav. Like I said at the launch, and I absolutely meant it. You know, my heart wasn't ruling my head. I think with these marvelous, and I mean marvelous, owners and the fantastic, and I'm going to say it. I'll tell you, I'll go on record as saying it. Fantastic CEO, absolutely fantastic chairman we've got, even more so. I'll tell you what, I think we go up this year, I think within, and I mean it from my heart for all the children and everything else. I've said it before, I'll say it to them blue in the face. I think within 4 years, this club will be back in the Premier League. At least. At least.
Good way to finish, Colin.
If we get out of the league this season, I think we could be having a Mark Ashton Part 2 on the platform.
Well, you never know. But Colin, great place to finish.
One question for Colin. I've got one. Have you been recognised, Colin, since the launch? You're walking around the streets of Bury St Edmunds. Are people pointing at you? You have to have security. All the selfie requests.
They always do that, man.
Oh, that's funny, you know, because there's some young lad who got off a coach when me and Nick got off a coach at Bury, you know, when we dropped off last night. This young lad said, "Oh, by the way, Mr. Plum," he said, "can you sign my book?" And I said, "Yeah," and I didn't know him from Adam, and it was lovely, you know. But I think things are going well, and we're raising lots and lots of lovely money, and I've signed our book. I mean, I'm quite a humble person, as you know, and I find it quite surreal, if I'm if I'm honest. But I'll tell you what I find more than anything else. You know, from my heart, I love it how, you know, people have backed it, and also I felt so sorry for, you know, because obviously there was that horrendous accident on the A40. And one of my best friends, John Steed, who I used to go with, he got stuck in that, and he sent me God knows how many messages. He was at Rougham till 10 p.m. that night, not moving anywhere, and that broke his heart. He couldn't come. So, and I'm sure there was probably 20 or 30 maybe other people, or 30 or 40 other people who couldn't come because of that, you know, terrible accident. And we all think of the people maybe have lost, you know, loved ones in that, more importantly. So the people who didn't turn up, you know, and obviously the money we lost through that, you know, we've got to forfeit that, because obviously people lost people in that accident, and we think of them. We really do.
Absolutely. Colin, well done. Well played. As always, lovely to hear from you. Look after yourself.
Love you, Gov. Love you, Matt. Love you, Rich.
All the best, Colin. All the best.
Absolutely. And just think, if this club does get promoted, though, when this club gets promoted, we can put Rich on bigger podcasts with bigger clubs, and he can feed them more dodgy lines.
Absolutely. Might be West Ham.
Oh, I was sweating a little bit there in that way, and yesterday I was thinking, bloody hell, if we lose today, it's going to be down to what I said.
Absolutely, but we can have more people on strings. Just a bigger fan base to have it on. It's great. It really is. Anything else before we wrap up? I've got a little video for Colin that couldn't be played at the book launch. That I'm gonna run in a second.
Colin never phoned me yesterday from the coach. He normally phones me. I was looking forward to hearing what sandwiches he'd got. He had Nick next to him. Oh well, two goodies, I'm sure.
For those wondering at home why nobody ever says on the platform we phoned Gov, is because I don't answer the telephone.
Never.
Period.
Well,
Full stop.
One time,
don't phone me.
You actually did ring me, but I can't remember what it was for.
If it's serious, I will phone you and we will speak. And that's when you know it's serious, like DEFCON 5, because Gov has phoned somebody. But normally, if you phone me, it's going straight to voicemail. Don't bother me. Voice message me or WhatsApp me. Don't ring me.
But one time a day, Matt, he didn't like voice messages. Now, this is all we get.
There you go. No. See, I'm a learning individual. I'm evolving in front of your very eyes. That's what it is. It's an evolution of the man. Anything else with Ipswich Town related? I've got a load of questions for tomorrow night. I've got a few segments, a few talking points. Anything else you two want to say on your show?
No, I'm just like flabbergasted with we're talking about still getting top two. I mean, the performances warrant it. Wednesday have blown up for whatever reason. I don't know. They don't look. If we average 2 points a game, and it's very likely we could do that, we will get top two. Do Sheffield Wednesday look like a team that average 2 points a game? Not at the moment. Blowing up at the wrong time. Really odd. I mean, I know got injuries. Still.
Windass and Byers.
If anyone wants to come on the Talking Town Curry Night, end of season bash, get involved. Get in touch. So, probably mid-June, out in Ipswich. Few drinks. Martin actually said yes straight away. Bit disappointed in Phillips because he was
flaky down here.
Flaky. He wasn't coming.
Your reaction was, yeah, I'll have to check the
forthcoming. Definite answer.
Check the diary.
Chinese food, mate, to curry, but I'll be there. I'm not going to miss that. Of course, I'll be there.
What's he on about, Rich? Don't worry, they do an omelette and chips for the kids. Don't worry.
He doesn't like food. By the way, he doesn't like food, that man.
Not like me.
I want to get Matt on the red wine. One of my memories is of the first FCA we went to when there was free wine on the table, and he was trying to have it all for himself, wasn't he? That red wine. Try and share it with the girls from Bristol. Give it to me.
You and Eve sort of wrestling over a bottle of red.
Yeah,
that's it.
You've got to stake a claim early. You can't come in late.
Did you hear? Breaking news under the cosh. No more. End of season.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
We might fucking win Saturn next year then.
Moving on up. There's one gone.
Absolutely. Just take them out one by one. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. But you basically airing cash, didn't you, at the FCA? You let them know you were there nice and early. My red wine, nobody else's, with the old Bosh.
Yeah, the daddies are in town. I was expecting us to win that award that evening. Never mind.
I wasn't.
The Sheffield United lot won that, didn't they? So Undercosh won.
Yeah, I love that. I love that when we come out of the train station and Matt said, "Don't worry, always get a taxi here." How long are we waiting? We're standing about 25 minutes.
Perhaps longer.
But that's why I'm doubly desperate as a fan for the club to get promoted, but also as somebody who runs the platform here. The potential is untapped. You see the Blades, and the Blades aren't bigger club than us. They just had more success most recently. That's why they're, the world knows about them because they're shown in America and the Far East and whatnot.
Look at Bournemouth.
Exactly.
The Premier League, man.
And I want to stick Richard Moss on as many podcasts as I possibly can, from Man City to Man United to West Ham. Let's get him on there. Feeding the hooky line.
Let me find it. So shout out Rob Chandler. He sent me this yesterday on the way home. This will make everyone's heart warm. This is a Norwich fan on Twitter last night. Oh. Everything at Norwich City FC game today just signalled decay. The ground is crumbling to bits. There's no atmosphere. The football is rubbish, and there's no hope. Fundamental change, code for Delia selling, and Webber leaving is urgently needed. I mean, isn't that just music to our ears?
We'll be seeing you next season, my friends. The derby's going to be back. Destruction. By the back, we are blue and white, baby.
This show might be played back in months to come as a look at what these three idiots were up to after they beat bloody Derby. Anyway, we'll end with Colin's video. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. That man there is Kieran's Counterculture, aka the Cruncher Moss. This man here is the Media Mogul, the man from Del Monte. And this is, well, you know who these people are.
Hey, Colin, all the very best on your new book, Diary of an Obsession. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great launch. Ipswich Town fans, get out and buy this book. Colin's been a fan, I believe, since 1964. Speaking of old stuff, I thought I'd throw this old beauty on from Umbro from back in the day. Got a Grant Williams jersey back there, a couple of my old jerseys, tracksuits from the centenary year. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Ipswich Town is very close to me, very close to my heart, and this book is a must-read for everybody. And all the very best with the launch, and have a great evening. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon. I've got to make a trip over there eventually because it's been way too long since I've seen the town, and let's hope they can continue on with a great season and take Ipswich Town back up to where they belong. So again, congratulations everybody. Have a great evening. Great to see everybody, kind of. And from Canada, all the very best. Cheers, Colin. Bye-bye.
Hi Colin, it's Patters here from sunny Spain. Just a quick message, mate, just to wish you all the best for tonight's book launch. Hopefully you'll have a great turnout, I'm sure you will. And hopefully I'll get a good mention. If not, then I hope no one turns up. Oh, shit. Anyway, seriously, I hope you have a great night, mate. Good luck.
Colin, Darren Curry here. Just wanted to obviously wish you a fantastic evening. I know it's your book launch tonight, so I know you're a big Town fan as well, so I hope that you have a cracking night, one that you fully deserve. I'm sure the book will be full of some cracking stories that you've picked up over the years being a massive Town fan. So listen, I'm one of probably several players that have appreciated your support over the years, so just wanted to send you a message, mate. Have a cracking night. Everyone enjoy the evening and hope the book launch goes very well. All right, best of luck.
Hi, Colin. Hi, Femi Wilnes here from my hometown in Rotterdam. I hope your launch evening tonight goes really well. And I want to wish you all the very best. Thank you ever so much for your support to the football club over the years. And I know when I was playing in my playing days, having fans like you supporting us meant so much. So, your launch of your book, Diary of Obsession, great title by the way. I can't wait to read that book. And again, I hope everything goes well, and I want to wish you all the best. Good luck, mate.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I get down or when I get blue, I can't get enough. Hopeless lover. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Hopeless lover. I woke up all soaked in sweat, weird chills running down my neck. I'm going crazy from just the thought of you. A long blonde hair.